What's the word, people? You now tuned in with your boy, Lot of Mercy. You see me? Yeah, man, we got a lot going on, man. A lot, man. Just want to take time and thank the people, you know what I'm saying, who's been tuning in, you know what I'm saying? And keeping other people's tuned in, you know what I'm saying? Just like that car check, you know, when you get that engine light on your car, you got to get it tuned in, you know what I'm saying? Tuned up, you know what I'm saying? You got to stay up, man. This channel's about keeping you up, man, so you ain't down, you feel me? So yeah, man, we got a lot of things going on, you know what I'm saying, I want to address, you know what I'm saying, where we at. You know what I'm saying? This whole channel is about making y'all laugh, also with being aware. And I need people to understand that, you know what I'm saying? So certain times, yo, you know what I'm saying? Don't take me, you know what I'm saying, too serious. But listen, man, I am addressing some serious content, you know what I'm saying? And the goal is to help everybody out there, you know what I mean? Everyone particular, you know what I'm saying? Not just one. And yeah, I believe that we didn't come across, you know what I'm saying, so many downfalls in our lives to get over, different trials and tribulations we all face, to just keep it in. There's a reason why when people go to church, they have testimonies, you know what I'm saying? You got to testify, you know what I'm saying, what you've been through. You see, it's not just for you. Sometimes we're scared to hold that thing in that we know, or even it's embarrassing that you've been through. It's a downfall, right? It was a hurdle. But when you do that and you voice it out, you'll be surprised. Never mind the ones pointing the fingers, talking about you, saying, hey, look at that person, ha, ha, ha. Yo, you're going to get minimal of those compared to the ones that's like this, clapping their hands, you know what I'm saying? Because they're like, you helped them out. Whether they've been through that storm that you're talking about, or they're going through it and they see it coming. You may say a word that brings back to something their mother, father, uncle, another person had told them, you know what I'm saying? And that's what we need sometimes. Sometimes for us to recollect, to go back, we have to hear things again. You know what I'm saying? Repeatedly. You know what I mean? You have to talk to a child, right? Don't touch, or they'll still keep touching, right? Until they get burnt. But you can't help them and make them not get burnt. After they start to learn, they'll kick in. But it's going to take some time, you know what I mean? So long story short, yeah, that's what it's about, man. Yeah, man, we got to be aware, people. We just can't be asleep. I can't allow you to be asleep. I'm going to wake you up. It's that alarm clock for you, you know? First thing in my cup when I wake up, we grab the Dunkins when we start dunking. You feel me? Yo, so today, man, you know, in news we got, yo, Trump is talking about turning himself in, man. Yes, Donald Trump, our ex-president, he's under allegations that we know nothing of. Neither does he. But the word is, the Attorney General, well, you know what I mean? The District Attorney, I should say, pardon himself, of Manhattan, has came up with some charges to serve Trump. And he's supposed to turn himself in, or they're going to be coming for him on Tuesday, which will be March 22nd, 23. Depending on when you're watching this video. This was broadcasted before. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. You know what I mean? As much as when he was in presidency, even to be out, he done did so much, you know what I'm saying? Now they're coming for him. Now they're coming with the big guns out, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on, what it's about, you know what I mean? When they raided the whole White House, they couldn't get him, you know what I'm saying? He has people turning over tables and chairs, man. I thought the black people would have kicked over some stuff for Barack, but that's a different topic. Maybe because he didn't do so much for the community. But we ain't going to get to that, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Trump is supposed to be arrested, man, on Tuesday, man. And we'll have to find out when that comes. We'll shine back in, you know what I'm saying, and see what goes on. But he seems cool, calm, collective, man. He's Triple C, man. Like he's down with, you know what I mean, the old school Rick Ross, Triple C's, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I'm just saying, man, boss life, you know what I mean? It's like whatever he's going through, he knows it ain't going to be too much, you know what I mean? He feels that it's not going to stick, and he's with it. But it's funny. Now, this is coming through right now, right? As Vladimir Putin, they issued an arrest warrant for him. Yes, Russia's president is being targeted. People. I mean, so it's funny that right now they got Trump, we got Vladimir Putin. You know what I'm saying? They're all under, you know what I'm saying, the eye of the law right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to know, man, who's going to serve Putin? Putin ain't that guy you can just talk to or come up with anything. So, yeah, they're talking about arrest warrant, but who's going to face Russia's military or mob or whatever you want to call it to serve Putin? All right, so the arrest warrant on Putin is like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So we have to see where that goes. You know what I mean? Also. But, yeah, the world's under distress. If you haven't heard and you've been under a rock, Russian authorities, one of their fighter jets took out one of our surveillance drones over the Black Sea. That's between Ukraine and Russia. So we've been doing surveillance, yes. The U.S., you know, us, been doing surveillance on them, or should I say around the seas. It's funny because not too long taking place, we had supposedly, allegedly, China was doing surveillance on us, right? And we had to shoot down their so-called surveillance balloon, you know, because it was going around surveillancing America. And I'm just wondering, like, are we touching on toes? You know what I'm saying? Are we being a bully? Or what's going on? Should we be over there? Reading some documentation, it stated that it's not nothing new that we surveillance around that area. But I'm just wondering, with us being on the forefront of possible war and things going on, should we be over there? Then I was told that, you know, well, it states that they're thinking of sending another one over there, but with some fighter jets of our own, you know what I'm saying, to accompany it, you know? And what do you think that's going to do? Is that going to bully them? It's kind of like when you mean, somebody hits your little brother, and then you come back because your little brother came and got you and got back his big brothers, right? So then you bully that next kid. That kid probably got brothers or cousins too, more than likely. And then he goes back and get his cousins. And what happens after that? War! What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. All right. Shout out to the village people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's true, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're testing these grounds, it seems like. One thing I can say is that when Mr. Trump was in office, he had it in a way where our economy was up. You know what I mean? And he made good relations between Putin. You know what I mean? Even Barack couldn't really do that. He made good relations where the business, whatever it was, they were eligible to stick to business as usual. So one thing I do know what happened within war, someone always gains. You know what I mean? Tremendously. So maybe they found a way where, listen, man, it's all a business. As Tupac said, you got money for war, but can't feed the poor. My man, how much money have we sent? Billions of dollars, billions of dollars, people, to Ukraine. Billions of dollars. Let me say it again. Billions of dollars to Ukraine to help them out. But right now, on our own soil, on the U.S. soil right here, man, we can't even get a bill passed for $1 billion, how about $1 million to be passed for school, public school budgets for our own kids? How about some of that money being given to the least fortunate, the ones out there sleeping during all this ice-capade weather that's been going on, where literally through this winter time, it was one of the coldest winters. We hardly got snow, but it was so cold, so frigid, below 0 degrees. Where homeless people was being found frozen on the streets. That's something that we all known and seen. But how come we can't make it of something of that nature to help them out? I thought about that. Now, I know I'm not in politics, but I am politicking. You feel me? And something ain't clicking. And I want to know, like, you mean to tell me with all these new buildings they're building inside of our areas, this gentrification at its all-time high rise, that maybe that first floor, how about even the basement of that building? How about something be in place, right, that states these guys that sleep outside don't have to sleep outside? How about the beggars that's in front of that building that's tormenting the patrons who's coming to buy out of that store or establishment? Wonder if they can go through the back door of that building and go down under there and get a clean bed, clean water, smooth up, freshen up, shave up, bathe up. How about there be some computer systems down there with internet that can help them maybe, brush up on their knowledge, their skills, where they can be able to get back into working society, you know? Because we ain't really doing nothing but hurting ourselves. By not caring, you're part of the problem, all right? I was always told there's two sides of the coin. If you ain't helping it to make a solution, you're part of the problem. So we're looking out here, you know, and seeing these people out here hurting. It's hard for a regular citizen to say, let me take my change out my pocket, my dashboard when I'm driving, stop at every stoplight before I come home from work, all right? And give to those in need when there's so many in the city. I don't know what city y'all live in. I live in a high metropolitan city. And every stop sign, if I was to stop everywhere where someone's begging, I wouldn't even have, my check will be gone. Wouldn't have nothing by the end of the week. And that goes for most people in my situations, you know? Bank account will be depleted. And that's why I see why the rich walk around with nothing but debit cards and don't hold cash. Because literally by having cash, you can keep $100 on you from the morning and it'll be something by the end of that evening, it's gone. And not nothing for yourself and taking care of others. But why can't we make business? Why can't there be something that even our tax money is going to make a business that says, let's help these guys from the least fortunate. When you help the least fortunate, guess what? Crime lowers down. More crime when people are starving, right? When they're in need. People want to be jumping into houses and busting into houses and establishment businesses trying to rob them if they had their most needed essentials, all right? Clean water, food, roof over their head. It's cold outside. You think a person cares about you want to keep me outside? It's freezing, but sub-degree weather. And they literally got blankets upon blankets, jackets, doubled up, tripled up, and they're freezing to death. They're going to do any single thing, all right? Whether it's to harm you or your family, to go inside your household because they want to be able to be safe. They're not guaranteed the morning like how you are, you're fresh sipping on your cocoa or your coffee. They ain't guaranteed that. Come on, man. We all know. Survival of the fittest. So they got us living with the barbarians while the people who's on top don't have to think about this. They take themselves away, man. They live further out the city. Or if they're in the city, they're on their top penthouse with the doorman. They don't even get to even talk to no one. They drive in the cars underground. Got a private garage. Don't even hit the people on the street. Don't shake hands, man. You know what I'm saying? Straight up to their penthouse. Don't see and interact with the people in the streets. Don't feel the vibration. They're not grounded to the vibration of what's going on in the streets in the world today. But we are. One thing I'm glad for, you know what I'm saying, on these YouTube streets, you know what I'm saying? Because of this internet, you know what I mean? I get to connect with people across the world and share this dialect. And hopefully y'all can intercept. You get me? Because it's like usually I only can speak to who's around my vicinity. You know what I mean? And even to speak to large crowds, I would need a bullhorn, right? But what I'm learning is through this lens, my man, through this lens, it's a gift. With so many people spreading curses, you know what I mean? Flossing in front of you, telling you ain't gonna be crap, whatever. I can use it to tell you can. You can be whatever you want, and you will be. You will be. Use those words, because words, once again, as I told you before, they're very powerful, all right? We all need someone to pull us up, all right? If you fell down, you mean into a hole, you may need someone to throw that rope to you and to pull you up. Soldiers know it. You're only as good as your next link, all right? And we all link together by living in America, by living in this world. But see, they want to tell you that you're separate. They want to tell you that I hate you, you to hate me, you to hate my kind, I'm to hate your kind. What kind? Humankind? Humanity? You see, they don't want us to think about that. You know what I mean? That's what we're being detached from. That's the next focus we got to build on, man. We're being dehumanized. And all the heinous crimes we can watch on our phone and look at young girls being beat up by several girls and men to death. Men being, you know what I mean, crucified in the streets. Lynching still going on. In 2023. Come on, man. It's crazy. Raheem Carter. Look it up. Raheem Carter is a 25-year-old that I read from Mississippi, all right? He was lynched and beaten, all right? Body parts dismantled, all right? Decapitated, all right? It was so horrible, I can't even talk about certain things that was done to him. I never, in my own lifetime existence, really heard of someone I can actually take a picture, they took a picture of, or I can see and show of these things that happened to him. Like we may have heard in the past, Mexican cartels did these things, like Colombia neckties, I heard, taking your tongue, putting it through. Listen, man, they took his genitals, chopped them off and put it in his mouth. That's just one of the things. Never mind, find his body, arms over here, limbs over here. Different parts of the state in Mississippi, man. It just happened, man. Parents been looking for him. Where's he at? He expressed that he had a situation going on at work. You know what's the funniest thing is that he said the people at work, if anything happened to him, is the first ones for you to question. His boss. All right. We don't want to talk about that, though. Let's build, man. We're not safe anywhere we go, man. And the funny thing is, it used to be, you know, it was the opposite of this here. It was a color thing that separated us, man. We need to get back to humanity. It's beyond that, because the people that were so racist, they dying out now. That's why they're doing certain things, because they're scared. Their own grandkids and stuff already intermingled, and we all together now. Come on, how many people know biracial kids, or their family is biracial, that has different races in their family? I got Spanish, from black to white to different, throughout the tree. If you looked on it, I got nephews and nieces of all different races. But let me tell you one thing, if you don't know, once the black man goes with anything, it becomes black, man. And they hate it, right? Because you don't get that pale, that white face no more. You don't get the blue eyes and the hair that, you know what I'm saying, that the Nazis was trying to produce. You don't get that 100% Aryan nation, that why some of these groups are saying they fighting because they want that, because they see it depleting, they see it going out, and they're afraid. You know, not understanding that everything, man, everything under the sun grows, man, and things change, all right? Evolve. The human beings are evolving, all right? There was at one point of time, the average human beings was just like 5 feet. Everybody above all that, man, you were 6 feet, you was giant. Not to mention, we had real giants back in the days, all right? From the Bible days, it talks about men being as tall as 9.5 feet, almost 10 feet. Goliath. It wasn't just one Goliath, you know. So if you heard about the story of David and Goliath, yeah, David, the small young boy who had a strap up, even though his older brothers was more stronger, they were already more into physique, you know, like football players and people who was ready to go to war, real warriors. There was people already warriors. But he took it on to his own self to say, man, I'm going to go against this giant. He ain't have nothing but a slingshot. Everybody else have swords and everything else. If you know the story of David and Goliath, let me break it down real fast to you. David had that power, that know-how, that I got something more than this giant got. And that was in his heart, and believing that the powers of God who got me is going to get me through anything. That's something that we can look at now that people are trying to take away from you people. They're trying to take away hope, all right? When you put hope inside you and it doesn't die, and you're like, I am going to make it, that's all there is. I know that there's a power over me that's going to make me make it. Whether through my health, my finances, my relationship, you will do it. Because, see, there's something that we don't understand. We all came from the word, a thought that came out into existence, right? Watch what you say. Tell yourself you're great, you're strong, even if you don't feel it. You see, because you tell this body what to do. I'm telling this body right now to talk to this lens. I don't see you guys right now, but I see you. It's funny, right? Took me a long time to even get up and do these type of things, man, right now, right? But like I said, I feel like I got to give something to the world. I don't see you, but I see you. You know, I heard a quote. I forget who it was by, but the man who thinks he sees everything or who sees everything doesn't see everything, right? Because if you only see with your physical, you can't see with this. I can close my eyes and I can still see, right? Because vision starts with here in the mind, all right? So I know there's someone right now that's taking in this knowledge who really needs it. There's someone right now who's fired up on what I'm saying. There's someone else who's like, oh, he's too crap. It's okay. This ain't for you. You're the same one that want to help a person next to you. You're a me guy or girl. This is not for you. We're trying to get rid of y'all people. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to be people that's about us. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? That's why I raise my kids a different kind of way to think. That's why my kids is not allowed in everybody's household. You know what I mean? Because everybody is not going to be allowed to put teachings onto my children. It's already bad enough they have to go to these schools. And they're being taught things that we don't agree with at home. And then we have to flush out their mind with all the bad mind, with all the dumpiness. That means the evil, all right? We got to flush out their mind and them heart with all the wickedness, you know what I'm saying, that they get from the people on the streets who don't really have love in their household. They're getting so much love here. It seems weird because their other friends don't operate or can't even relate on things that they can tell them because the stuff that I'm putting inside of them, their parents don't do to them. I talk with my kids. They express that. They ask some of their other fellow friends and say, hey, does your pops or moms talk to you about these type of things here? You ever thought about the situation that you're going through this way? They never had that talk. They never even had that mind frame to think. They're like, wow, you're so smart. I never thought about it like that. You know what I told them? I get the same thing as a grown man. I'm in different places, man, all right? Going out into corporate America, breaking down certain situations and people, they're like, yo, I never thought about it like that. That's when I realized I'm way too smart. Way too smart. I'm way too smart to be dumbing myself down with someone who never thought about it like that. Some people think all their problems is going to stop right now because they get a certain denomination of money in the bank and all that. There's still problems in this world that you ain't going to be able to overcome because I never thought about it like that. You got to tell yourself you're rich already, man. You got to tell yourself anything in this world you can have or you desire, you can have, which you will, and you can. It's about how bad you want it. Because nowadays we just want. And we just look at something from the TV and through the internet and we want a million trillion things. We say we want it, but we really don't. How many of y'all are parents out there watching right now? How many times your kid asked you and said, I want this certain toy or certain thing? You give it to them for Christmas. By New Year's, the end of January, they're not even worried about that item. That they acted like they wanted it so bad. And you're like, wow. But how about this? There were several items they wanted. And you thought I was super mom, super dad, and I got these things my kid wanted, ha, ha, ha. You even go and posting on the web like, yeah, my kid wanted the PS5 and my other kid wanted this, and they wanted the Xbox, they wanted a new iPhone, other person wanted blah, 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 blah. You gave them everything they wanted. They claimed they wanted to have a happy life. They're like, yo, once I get this, my whole year is great. Trust me, I don't need nothing else. That's a lie, man. It's a lie. And they don't even know they're lying to themselves because they don't know what they want. That's why they still need parents, man, that's going to be bestowing this knowledge onto them and letting them know about vanities, these things that will die. You know what I'm saying? These material items is a vanity. All right, I think I need this car, right? That's the newest of this year, and I'll be great. That new car you got this year, the new Bentley, the new Lambo that you floss on the internet is going to be old. And somebody who has 3 times to 1,000 times more than you is still going to put you in the category where we'll belittle you. So you're belittling people under you. It's like, yeah, I got this new Lamborghini truck. Ha, ha, ha. That never came out before. You see me with that? Someone else like, that's old. I got the Bentley truck. I got the new Tesla that don't even have wheels. You know what I mean? It's hovering over the daggone, over the road. Like, that's what's going on, people. Things are going to always change. So if you keep thinking about material-wise, you know why? Because you're not a builder. You're not a creator. You know what I mean? That's why the real people who's making it and who's something is the one who built that car. And whatever you see in that, from that car or to that device that you're looking to play, that new game system, the new computer, they have that 10 to 20 years out. Because the technology we get now is already, it's already set that what you're going to get in the next 5 years, what you're going to get to the next 10 years. Come on now. I was just going over this, man. I remember, man, right? I remember big old hard drives for computers, right? Computer just coming through with maybe, you're lucky to get a 20 gigabyte laptop, you know what I mean? 20 gigabyte, then 50 gigs, 100 gigs, I'm happy, 100 gigabytes. 100 gigs ain't crap now. 500 gigs ain't crap now. Then you heard about the terabyte. I was told, you get the terabyte, because I do music and all that too, right? You'll never need nothing else. Until I got a hard drive of a terabyte that went over and I needed to get a 2 terabyte. 5 terabyte. Now, the difference is, never mind them being so big and bulky, they went down to like, this is not even the big bulky one. This is a hard drive right here. This actually has 2 terabytes on it. All right? 2 terabytes in a slim thing that can go in my pocket and I can go anywhere. Have 2 terabytes worth of memory inside here, right? You know what's funny now? Now I got 2 terabytes inside my phone. Now there's a chip that I can buy. A chip so small, a micro SD card. Not the regular SD card, which is still big, which would still be great to know that, wow, a terabyte to terabytes can fit on here. That less than 10 years ago, it was absurd. Just look at technology. That's why I'm bringing this to your mind to show you, I mean? Long story short, we got to start bragging and boasting, man. We need to boast our people up. People are way more valuable than all these devices. Everybody who made any device or you're thinking of, they needed a company, they need people to build it, they needed to build a team. When you find out the dream that you have here, and your success is just not for you, and I can help others to gain success because we got this mind state, we're gonna always be successful, we're gonna build successful people, I am greater. I know why. It's just like that hustler on the block mentality who built all of his young hustlers to be bosses of their own. Kind of like that Dame Dash syndrome, I'll call it. Shout out Dame Dash. Dame Dash said, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wanted to build people to be their own bosses. You know what I'm saying? So even if one slipped up, we can all pitch in and put him right back on his feet. Still my man, we ain't gonna talk about you. I can give you 100,000, he give you 100,000, you be a millionaire tomorrow. BMF, Big Meat, shout out, salute. He had that same mind state, all right? The Black Mafia family, they try to really build on morals as a family. We don't come together as a family no more and connect. We want to say, okay, Ty used to have this. Look, he blew up. That's why he used to be like that. This person, oh, you know what I mean? Shantae, she was like this. Oh, Sarah was like that. Joe was like this. Whoever it may be, I'm just saying, we put people down for their slip-ups. Life is all about slip-ups and hiccups. You're going to come across them. If you haven't had one yet or big enough yet, one to choke, it's coming. So who's going to help you deal with it? You see, that's the reason why these people who was born millionaires, they lose money. And it's not even all their money. I've read stories about millionaires blowing off their head inside their household because stock market, whatever they may have invested into, whatever decision they made, they lost millions, even though they're multi-millions. Let's just say I was worth tens of millions. Now I'm down to just 1, 2 million. They can't take that. They're calling themselves broke already. I'm gonna have to sell the house. Oh, my girl ain't gonna look at me the same. My wife is gonna blah, 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 blah. It's just a matter of time. So they're pushing the panic button on themselves already because they feel like, yo, something's going to happen. And they create this fear inside them. And what is fear? Fear is false evidence against things that will more than likely never happen to you, all right? So it's like you're going to be thinking about a lot of stuff. The most things we fear and worry about never happen. Just think about in your own life. So that's why when you gain that confidence up, they tell you couldn't get that girl, you couldn't get that job, you couldn't get nothing unless you already see it in your mind, I'm supposed to be with this girl. You see it in your mind, I'm supposed to have this job and have this position, and go in there with some confidence. That's what you do because it shows on you. Never mind these clothes you put on right here. You know what I'm saying? What shows is your face. You know what I'm saying? How you addressing people. I know this is me right here. I came to take it. Yes, sir. you know, I know I put in for, this application. I know you see my values, but I couldn't even hardly fit all my credentials on that one resume. I'm so much more than even what I can write. I have to show you. You have to be around me. I am a beast. I crunch everything. Whatever's thrown at me, I take it and I crunch it. I take a goal, I shit it out. I make 2 other ones because I know whatever was hard at the first, experience of me experiencing it, whatever was hard when you first come into it. It's hard going to a relationship, hard going to marriage, hard starting a new job, hard to change your location where you're living at, to do something else than your whole family ever did, to be that first one to do things. Being the first and stuff is very hard. You don't have an individual mind for no reason. You got things you're supposed to be the first at. That's the next thing we'll get into. Keep that in mind. It's hard. But guess what? Once you do it and you overcome it, it's like riding a bike. You rode that bike. You learn to, all right, move on the pedal. But first, you started with training wheels. When they let them training wheels off, and someone was helping you still, all right, it's still hard. I have to look around for daddy or mommy. Are they holding me still? Because I'm driving. I know how to do it. I'm keeping my balance. Until you realize and you look back, there's no one else helping you no more. There's no training wheel on this for no support. And the person that's helping you ride the bike now with no training wheels is not holding on to the back no more. You're doing it by yourself. You got the hang of it. But guess what? You may fall still, but you got past further than the first step you was at. You rode it, right? The main thing is don't give up. You get back on the bike and you ride it. Now let's fast forward. Give yourself a month to months to the next season, the next summer after that. Man, you're popping wheelies on it. You're popping up on the sidewalk, knowing how to lift up the top. You're doing all type of things, bunny hops, things that you may have thought you could never do, or it was so hard because your older siblings could do it, or other people at the park can do it, but you're smaller. You're this. You put things on your own self of fear. I can't do it. I'm here to tell you can do it. That's how the human being mind works. We are the greatest beings on this planet, man. There's nothing that we haven't did, man, and overcame. What you're scared of, let me tell you this, or we fear or scared of that, or say we can't do and put into the atmosphere, there's another human person that does it with nothing, with no, like it's nothing to them. They can do it and overcome it like they were just daggone taking a piss or a crap. You understand? I don't know if you ever watched parkour. Something I got into recently the last couple of years. I think it's phenomenal when I'm watching these real live Spider-Man, all right? Real live Spider-Man. Real live Batman. You know what I'm saying? Swinging from building to building. Go look it up, parkour, on the YouTube. And I'm talking about they are jumping at lengths you thought that no human could jump at, all right? They are doing things where they're just on the verge of one slip, they're gone. But to do that, I had to think about it. How they do that? Yeah, they practice and they were in the backyard doing it, kind of like having the training wheels. But then there came a point they had to just let it go. And they had to crush fear in their own heart and say, I could do it. And they jump and they make it to that next side of the building. Then they come down the balcony. Then they do. Oh my gosh, it's amazing, man. It's amazing that I'm a part of this breed, man. Tell yourself you a superhuman, man. Superhuman, all right? Superhuman. I'm telling you, man. Think about it, man. I can't see you, but I can see you. Somebody right now is feeling this. Somebody's feeling this and knows what I'm talking about, man. Put it in the chat. Think about that, man. Man, you made to overcome, man. But guess what? The same way you made to overcome, there's an enemy out there. That's what they don't want us to talk about. But we're going to talk about it. There is an enemy out there that's against you to do anything. That wants you to be sluggish. That wants you to not be up to be able to do the will that's over your life. Because God got a will for all of us, man. It says that whatever you want to do, add the Most High with it, man. And it'll happen. All right, you're going to fall short, but it's okay. Add it. There go Father still holding you with that training wheel. He still was through our whole life, man. I believe that. That's the reason why I'm here talking to this lens, which I'm really talking to you. Yeah, you. Who is it? It's you. Yes. All right, so I'm talking to somebody. I know I'm talking to somebody. You didn't come across this for no accident, all right? It's no accident for you to come by this knowledge, all right? You got to think about that. Why am I sitting down here? You know what I mean? Drinking my coffee. Well, the coffee is getting cold now. Hold on. Why am I eligible to get this courage and to be able to download off of my brain, my hard drive, to put inside this phone to upload so you can take it on your next device? And now it goes into your hard drive, your brain. And guess what? You put it to use. It's a program, people. This is the real live matrix. Red pill, blue pill. What are you going to take, man? What does it take for someone to tell you that you're special? You could do things that you couldn't even imagine. So what I'm learning that, if I could be that battery pack, let's do it, man. We're going to do it together. Now, I'm going to tell you some things about me. I was always told, man, first of all, I'm the last sibling, all right? I had to watch all the siblings before me have everything. And I'm not going to so much say them, but people growing up around me, you know? I came from, you know what I'm saying, poverty housing. You know what I mean? I came from poverty-stricken environment where we would just put anyone down around us like, yo, you want to have this, or I would have a dream and I would say it to friends. That's why I learned now I don't even tell everybody what I want to do or to what. I just go and do it. Because they told me I want to have certain things. I want to have a car. I want to have a roof over my head, a place to stay. I want to have the girl I wanted. I want to have anything you can just think of, man. Just people are so negative, man. It's crazy, all right? But you know what? I actually got fueled by the negative, man. Because I didn't just hear them tell me that. It wasn't like personal with me. They told everyone else around them. You know why? Because as I came to grow up and learn, they didn't believe it about themselves. You know? It's like that clip in Juice. If you ever seen the movie Juice, when Tupac played Bishop and he was talking to Q, I believe, or whatever in the school, and he's like, he's going to be this, he's going to be the DJ, he's going to do this. He's like, you ain't going to be shit. You ain't going to never be shit. You ain't going to be shit because I ain't shit. And you from where I'm from, so you can't be shit. My man, that's the loss of the ghetto, man. That was so real, man. When I seen that movie as a youngster, it's like I felt like he was from my block. Because that's how it was. And ever since then, I was in competition. The same ones who said we love each other, the same ones we from the same street, the same this, same hood. We was really in competition. Listen, man, we had to get fresh. You had to have the best sneakers, at least this, even though all of our moms and pops didn't have certain things. We all know, but amongst each other, it's like, oh, I'm better than you because I got these new J's, or I got this, or I got that. And I just learned these materials, man, killed us, man, divided us. That's why even to this day right now, I don't care about that design and all that. My man, I wear my own stuff. If you look at my hat, it says Lukey. Lukey stands for Loyal United Kings Educating Youth. It really has a meaning, all right? Lukey, I'll say it again. It's a terminology we use, you know what I'm saying? And it's just another word. We replace it for good, for great. Anything that's going well is Lukey, all right? Because that's Lukey. Right now, me building someone else up who I don't know is Lukey. Me giving these gems and jewelry to someone else to shine bright that I don't know is Lukey. I mean, Loyal United Kings Educating Youth, man. It's a lifestyle. It's a culture. It's something I live on. I stand on it, man. On and off of this camera. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, you may get some of the goofy spiffs from me doing my little shorts and doing whatever, but if you want to get to really know me, all right? I'm about building and uplifting people, man. That's what I'm about. I believe God gave me that purpose because in my closest circle, when I was running in the streets, all right, moving in the streets with the crocodiles, moving with the lions and the bears, which I really have, all right? These YouTube streets is different. I understand that anybody could be whoever. There'll be some people to comment nasty things on your post under you, act like they want beef, fake beef, whatever it is. I mean, let me tell you this, man. When we was young, when I was really having to move on these streets, there was a really such thing as being outside. Like people saying this outside term now. The reason why they say that is because most of kids, right? You kids, you live behind your camera, your phone, your laptop. We didn't have that growing up, all right? So for you to see these things that we even talking about, even for you to recollect and say, oh, was it like that? You wouldn't know because you wasn't outside. And especially after dark, especially after those street lights went off. Because the average kid wouldn't know what these grown men is up to, what's going on in these streets. People who didn't abide by the laws in their household, they didn't abide by the law in general. They were outlaws. You understand that? Outlaws. But now everybody got their own terminology and their own way of how they do this stuff and how playing the streets. The streets is dead, people. It's dead, man. The streets is dead when you do everything from the streets and you put it on the web. It's dead. I mean, loyalty, dead, all right? Longevity, oh my gosh, little to none. When you're talking about that person who's working at, let's just say the lowest place you may think of, McDonald's, Burger King or Wendy's flipping burgers, they have a better future than the average man living the street life. Even if you get to an okay level, you know what I'm saying, and maybe you buy yourself just a car, or this, or that, my man, you only got a certain amount of time. Do you know that 9 times out of 10, a person, when they get killed, is by someone who they know in the streets? You knew that person before. You broke bread with them. You used to play basketball with them on the same court. That's the reason why guys had to protect themselves in the streets. We all knew that person around the way who was violent, who would bring anything to violence. You know what I mean? And especially when it went to murder or killing. You all knew him. We all knew the person who was that person. You know what I'm saying? That's where the whole no snitching activity came from. You know what I mean? In the streets, it's like, don't snitch on this person because we all know he knows your moms too. And you know, it may get back to someone else saying you told this and then they want to bring it to you. Nowadays, it's a different game. As you see what's going on, man. The whole YSL, you know what I'm saying? We can keep going on from then and there. Like, these people is, I mean, it's like, there's no rules to this. Before somebody thinks I'm going to now think about it, these millionaire rappers end up doing things that's going to cost them just for the views and to get that millionaire lifestyle. They want to promote their killers and their gangsters, right? And now they may be around other people who's really about that time. Really about the time, you feel me? And they may not be. Or they even could have been. But they were following fashion, you see me? They were following fashion. It wasn't really them. They were putting a mask on. You know what I'm saying? And that was them. Not the ski mask to go handle that. They may have did that too, the Pooh Shiesty mask. But they put the mask on of the character to say like, yeah, I'm into that. To the death. Yeah, bro. And now Pinky, I'll never snitch on you. Yo, that's not us. We built. And then they get put inside that room and get offered that burger. Whoo! We all seen First 48. When they get caught with that in that room, yo, it's a different plea, man. They change when they really realize I'm not gonna see mama again. just for loving this other next guy or having loyalty to the next guy in the street who still even did things bad to me in a way, but I roll with you because we're in the gang. But after a couple years in that pen, them guys ain't even penning you in the pen. They ain't penning you. They ain't checking on you. Mama crying, slowly but surely. Mama dying. More than likely, you won't see her. By the time you get done with that bit of what you dealing with, all the people who you love with is gone. They ain't gonna talk about that to you. My man, the gangs, it only benefits the person who's the top of the chain. You play chess? Oh, you don't. That's why you can't make wise decisions. You don't got to be the best person, but do you understand how it operates? Because now I understand why chess is with life, man. All right? What do, man? It's all about protecting that king, all right? And the queen. Even the queen go all out for that king. But the queen is really the most valuable piece, making moves. You know what I'm saying? Boom, 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 can move around the board and all that. Who are the frontline soldiers? The pawns. The pawns, man. Every gang member is a pawn, all right? You are to go out and do things for the gang, all right? To make the gang be strong. The gang strong? Who's the gang strong for? The gang is strong for that leader, you know what I mean, of that set. It goes back to now, yo, blah, 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 you under this man, you under that. Okay, we ain't messing with you because he's a shot caller. He can call the shots and send word over here from his word because you know that my word is real. And death can come behind this word of messing with certain people because they make things happen. How do they make the things happen? Because of you. Because you was the pawn. You was a soldier, the foot soldier who put his whole life on the line for someone who ain't going to put it on for you. That actually, if you get out of line since you signed up, they'll even threaten and use those forces against you. We don't want to get to that. A lot of people are being extorted by their own gang, man. Their own gang is extorting them. Let's be honest. We see what happened to Nipsey Hussle. R.I.P., man. Go do your own research. We ain't going to get too much into it. But come on, man. Your own gang member killed you, man. Rolling 60, right? Come on, man. There's a lot of politics behind that. The purpose is what? For what? Nobody knows. A dispute? Maybe you can think about it. You're a rapper now. But the gang still owns you because you're a rapper. The gang is over everything. They're over your mama, your father, your grandpa. It's a gang time. Oh, your mother's birthday. Oh, we got to spin today. Oh, you don't spin? Okay, you're going to get violated. They make the choice how they're going to violate you. Whether they hang you behind up on that tree, like them sneakers, or they give you just a couple tumps. You know what I'm saying? Yee. My man, we got to stop all that, man. Do you understand why gangs was built in the first place? This is what I mean about young kids growing up with no guidance. You don't really have an OG. That's why I say the streets is dead, because there's no OGs and y'all don't respect the OGs no more, right? And the OG was a person who really put you on a game and how to live. Life preservation. The goal of life is just that. Anyone else lies to you, bro. Life preservation. If no one's teaching you something for you to last on these streets, to breathe this air, to take care of the other ones of who you love, they ain't nothing for you. They ain't nobody for you. A person like me who you don't even know, won't even show love, but you should respect it because the message I'm putting in right now, you know what I'm saying, is something that you can take and preserve your life. If you were sick right now, and I can give you a certain tablet or some medication or something that can get away that sickness, you'll love me, right? As your doctor. So this tablet I'm putting inside your head from the tablet that you're reading this on, listening to, watching, going inside of here, building this up. Life preservation, man. Trying to help people out here. Because if the same way it takes to build a gang, you can build a team member of business associates and partners. When you can stop buying a block instead of saying I'm representing this block, this street. That's why I love the whole new trend of buy the block, buy the block. I mean, Rick Ross and a couple people started this. I mean, I heard him saying buy the block. Great, listen to it. Buy the block. Stop saying this is my street. Do you even own a house on there? Some of y'all go back to the same street that your mom's or your granny was evicted out of, or your father that can't even go back there. Got a trespass zone over there. They don't love you, man. And you take that same hate out on someone else who looks like you. The person that you want to go after, more than likely, 9 times out of 10, looks like you, came from the same daggone development as you, or upbringing as you. Come on, man. Let me talk to my black people for a second and minorities. No offense to the Caucasians. But for us, though, because we at the all-time high of filling these jails. We at the all-time high of going at each other. It's crazy, man. There was a time when we used to be able to go against, see the next black man and say, peace, brother, and throw the fists up. And it was like, yo, I acknowledge that, man. I missed those days. I wasn't born in the days of the 60s and all. I missed it. Sorry, I'm not that old. But I can read about it and I hear about it. And, yo, I wish I was around, being around them revolutionists. You know what I mean? Because right now, it's crap. Now I got to be scared of my own men, teach my own son. Yo, you got to keep strapped up. You got to keep yourself a certain kind of way, being in a place that you're not from because you're just passing through or whatever in the third. But because someone else looks like you, they'll try to test you. And they'll do it for a like video with talk about it. You'll be in a song. That person came around here. He had these Gucci shades or a certain belt I wanted and had a chain on, and you hanged your own man for a chain. Haven't we been whipped with chains and hanged up for no reason? Why are we doing the same thing the slave master did to us? Why is it crazy for you to listen to these words out of my mouth about genocide? We're doing it ourselves. Why do we have a whole thing of Black Lives Matter? Look at my shirt. Black Lives Matter. I'm gonna let y'all get a real glimpse. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter, right? This is all the people's names who passed away. And it's not enough. Because I have to really do my whole thing. From when this is produced, yo, this is not enough, man. I need the pants to go with it, the socks. The jacket gotta go over it. We gotta add way more names, right? This Black Lives Matter been taken over. You know what I'm saying? By people who don't even care about black lives. And then we have to share it now. LGBTQRST. No offense towards them, but we can never have nothing that's ours. Y'all haven't learned that black people can't have nothing that's ours? So that's why we need you, man. We need the next black men to stand up and come together and call out fuckery when we see it. We need the black woman to be there for us. You know what I'm saying? And we need to be there for them and protect them. You know what I'm saying? Protect our queens and our kings. This is chess, man. They're coming for us. There's been a whole agenda to get the black men out the house from around the kids. It's been that. That's the whole situation of welfare. Why, you know what I'm saying? Back in the days, you couldn't even have a man in your house. Before the government helps that woman, he makes sure that the daddy's not around with the kid. All right, he's not around. Better not have no man living in here still. And then I can help you and give you these food stamps. Okay, get some food for the kids. Oh, now I'll give you, oh, your rent's only $15. They can do that for, oh, let me find out now. All right? That's what they did. Then they started giving them more and more and more, making it harder because, like I said, we cover most of the jails. You know what I mean? And now since we're in most of the jails, you know they say over 70% of people that's inside the jails have no father in the household, came from a fatherless household. That's a statistic. 70%. So that has to mean something. So the man, the same one that's going into jail, it's like he can't help his family out. It was designed. Now you can't help your family out. They end up calling you a bum. Even now your ex-girlfriend or wife is looking at you low her own self. And she's like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can get Tommy over here or Bob to take care of me because you ain't crap. You can't take me on this trip. You can't buy me this BBL for me to look different and be up to standards with, once again, the internet is showing me through these lenses. It's all about what you're watching, man. It depends on what you watch through these lenses. Because the more you see things or what you gravitate towards seeing the most of becomes your reality, man. That's why you got to watch what you see and hear, man. It's very important, man. That's why I know that, you know what I mean, even on this YouTube streets, it's being used for bad and evil. But I have to come here now and take it over, wage war against the enemy. So I can show we can use the same platform and preach good, man. I don't need nothing, man. If you want to support me. But I'm not going to cry and say I need people. But do we all need something? Do we all need a person like me? I know we do. So since I don't have it, right, well looking in life, I got to create. I don't got too many people talking these things to me. I had to come across certain trials and tribulations to overcome, you know what I'm saying, through reading, through being in touch with the Most High, with God. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have this mind frame. And that was for me taking time out against always opening up a laptop or opening up my phone to look in the hand, because half of us are not grounded. You know what I'm saying? You got spiritual powers inside you, my man. If you take yourself away, at least from time to the day, don't look at your phone, don't look at the, don't look through your computer, and just think to yourself, meditate. so you can find you, the real you. Take these words in. It's good to read. It's good to watch certain things. But like I said, you got to be careful what you're getting. Make sure it's gas. It's fuel for you to go high. You know what I'm saying? And then something to bring you down. And then you take yourself away from it, right? And you meditate. That's what the man's supposed to do. Because now you have something to create. After you watch this and you download into your mind frame, into your database, your hard drive, guess what? You have something to create. What are you doing with this power, man? This is power, man. I know what I'm doing. I'm waking someone else with it. Waking someone else with it. That's my goal. I can't just wake up my own kids, my own loved ones, my friends. They're already around me. But it's only such a small radius, right? I'm like, yo, I got to help the masses. There's tools that can let me help the masses. So this is what I'm doing. I pray to God, like, please, man, let it touch someone. Let them understand where I'm coming from, man. You know what I mean? If my words is sorted out and not being accurately spoken in a certain kind of way, make sure they can dissect it and get the meaning. That's what I'm praying on. Get the meaning. All right? I don't got to be politically correct. I have to be in tuned. All right? And since y'all are tuned in and you with me, the real ones, especially if you made it to right now, man, you are special. Because the average person don't have the attention span. We don't have the attention span. All right? To zoom in on something. Unless someone's getting their face bloody, there is tragedy going on. All right? You were watching something horrific. Or I got to be outstandingly funny and I got to go flip on my head right now and do circles and all type of different things. That's why I understand. That's why I do got to do certain little things. Yeah, get you tuned in. You know what I mean? On some of my posts, man, you know, man, like I said, I make little funny shorts sometimes, right? On real subjects, though. But not where it's like someone's deaf and I wouldn't try to like disrespect in no way. At least I don't try to, right? But I had a person say, yo, you so much worried about other people's lives and another man on another person's lives. And I had that. I was speaking about Kanye. You know what I mean? And it's funny that Kanye can get me. I got a post on there short 7,000 views, you know what I'm saying? But when I talk about stuff like this and building you up, I can't even get it. No one will share it. So I got to put these little certain things in, you know what I mean? So I can get people to come on because that's what it's about. Life is a gimmick, man. People need to see gimmicks. There got to be something behind. Every artist you've seen that came up in the last decade all had a gimmick behind them, more than just their music. Whether they were a thug, they supposedly shot and killed somebody. After 50 Cent, man, it made you real hard to just come on, bro. It made you real hard to just get that limelight, man. He been shot 9 times, blah, 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 still breathing, making songs about the people. There's a real documentation about the people who he was fighting with, Jimmy Henchman and Supreme and these guys who was real goons in the streets. There's a story that all goes with it, man. So it's like tied into like watching the Godfather series of movies, but this was real. I mean, and so yeah, you know what I'm saying? There got to be something like that. He was like the last little real story. Now we got all these gimmicks and different things where someone has to compete, man. That's why the young kids are really going out there sliding and doing things, sliding on their ops. Really got to record shooting someone out the window. These young kids that's rapping and then put it in a song and then they're gone. Anything for fame. So yeah, they really had to go do it and put in that pain because they want the respect, right? Because they feel like they can't just rap inside, do it, and nobody knows I do it. They need you to know they did it. And that's what I'm trying to tell you why the streets is dead. It makes no sense for someone to really know you did it. Now it's like, there you go, you're gone. Help it make sense, people. Because they want the dollars, but they don't value the cents. Cents makes dollars. Whew. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to it, man. Let's build, man. This is building, man. We at the table with it, man. Yo. So, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say thanks for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to cut it short. I know y'all got short attention span, like I said. You know what I'm saying? Check on your people, man. When someone says they're okay, yo, that average okay is a shadow. No one's, you know what I'm saying, going to tell you I'm going through the worst because they feel like you ain't going to want to hear it. And you're going to put them down and have your own judgment, which is more than likely right because we are dehumanized. You know what I mean? So when somebody said they're all right or whatever, yo, you sure? Oh, how's it been going? Asking questions now. Yo, how's the family? You know what I'm saying? How's mama? She doing okay? Somebody said they all right. That's, you know, oh yeah, mama's in a coma. But she's going to be all right. We're praying for her. And why? She's in a coma? How you all right? You just told me your mom's in a coma. What? Your brother got shot up a couple of times by the block and got one lung. They had to take out one of his lungs and got, but it's all right? My man, stop playing, man. That person got trauma in their head. Then they're hitting the bottle and hitting any other kind of drug they can get to use so that can get them away from this life. We try to slip away from this reality. You see, what we need to do is learn how to face these problems. We're going to come across problems. That's what I'm talking to you about with this knowledge and why I'm dropping these gems. Because if we get ready before these problems come, we built tough. You're a rock. And I have to slip off you. You feel me? Yeah, it's going to be hard, but you harder. Remember that. Because there's certain things going to take place in life, whether you like it or not. It's full of life and death. All right? With life comes death. And what that means, if you're going to get to some age and some point in your life, well, it's going to be death. I just had to face it. Half of the reason why I'm doing this right now and coming up to share this knowledge, I used to have someone else I can build with. It's my father, man. R.I.P. to Papa Luke, man. People think it's easy getting over a parent passing away. It hasn't even been a year, right? And I guess certain times I make it look easy, or maybe you think I don't care. Like an average person who may have heard one time that happened to me, like I'm going through, you know what I'm saying, a loss of my family. Like even right now, I'm doing these lives, doing shorts and doing certain things, right? It took a while at first, right? But life don't stop, you know what I mean? And I learned that, you know what I'm saying, from my pops. He used to always tell me one day at a time. Never put all the problems of the world on your shoulder today, man. Every day has its own problems. And it also said that in the Bible. And he was a God-fearing man. He gave me a lot of jewels. So really what I'm doing right now is being eligible to hit you guys with jewels my father gave to me. And that's beautiful itself. In itself right now, you can't hear my father's voice, right? Yes, my father, Jamaican, I come from, you know? My father, man, top shotter, man, one of the best artists. And I say an artist as a painter, you mean? He was a sign man. My father, right? Just to bring a little knowledge, you mean? He was one of the first in Jamaica to like do signs. So like even for like Bob Marley, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Bunny Will and them boy there, you know what I'm saying? Garnet Silk. And before he came to America, when they had stage shows, which was the concert them, right? He used to be the one to paint. And like his name was known, you know what I mean? Yeah, he ended up coming into America, you know what I mean? Working cruise ship to come here. You know what I'm saying? My father was an entrepreneur, man. My whole life, I never seen him work for nobody. Had his own shop, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they know him. And some don't know him. And I'm going to let you know him through me. You know what I'm saying? Look up, man, I'll be or something, right? We can take and say, yo, all right. You know what I'm saying? Because he give me a lot of knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And I used to always say, man, like, wow, man, like nothing can get him like ticked off. You know what I'm saying? So much things he would be going through and you would never know the same kind of way because he had faith. Amen. And yo, faith moves mountains. And we missing and we lacking a lot of faith, man. You know what I'm saying? But back to the subject at hand, when someone loses a parent, you should still check on them. Because I went through, you know what I'm saying, a real depressed moment, soaking, you know what I mean? Taking some shots of Ray and nephew, you know what I'm saying? Making sure, like, I can try to numb the pain my own self, or how I really got through it was talking with my own family and remembering them, remembering good times. You know what I'm saying? I still got his obituary behind me. Man, remembering good times, you know what I'm saying? And I believe, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I'm saying, he preached life preservation on for me to live and have a happy family and do the best things. And I want to do that. And I'm still in the midst of trying out all the things he told me or showed me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not a perfect person myself, people. But one thing I can say is that, yo, I don't give up. What I haven't did yet is on the list and it's coming. And how I get by every day is giving myself, because I remember what I used to be. Sometimes you got to remember what you used to be. You know what I'm saying? And I talked about that before in another live about used to. I used to hate that word used to. Like, it's all about how you use it, though. You can say, I used to have this money. I used to have this girl. I used to have this car. But it's like, oh, you a used to person. Like, you're washed up. I look at it as I used to be dumb. I used to didn't think this way. I used to not have so much knowledge that I have now because I've grown, which showed me a lot about life. If you get to live life enough, man, every decade you pass by, I used to never think I could make it to 18, then it was 20, then 30s. And now coming on, you know what I'm saying, and on, and from 40s, 50s, 60s, I'm looking forward to these things now. You know why? Because I'd rather die from grays instead of strays. Who told you you're supposed to die early? Who told you? I got certain people who didn't give up certain things. They were being robbed. Sneakers and jewelry, whatever it may be. Man, take this material shit. Live to fight another next day, all right? That's a smart man thing. You're going for eternity, man. We all have a certain amount of period on this planet. You don't even know how much time you got. You know how much money you got. You know your bank. You know where it's at. You know all these things, right? But you don't know what time you got. You don't know if you got tomorrow. That's why I got to do this right here. That's why I got to drop this knowledge and download this up here, this software, boom, into your hard drive so you can take it and produce and you can correct your programming, all right? We are better than any computer there is. Right now, they're trying to say we dumbed down. The computer knows more than man. But remember, man made everything. Man made the computer. Don't let them teach you that. You know why? Because there's people behind who don't even want to teach you how to compute. You and I, they don't even want to let us really know how these things work. We so worried about everything else. Like I said, we're stuck as human beings on a path of creating. We came from the Creator. All right? You're made to create. You're made to give praise that you're so great and you're only great because the Creator. And now you take that praise and say, wow, now let me create. Like how I told you the story about them people doing parkour and who can do superhuman things. Jumping out of planes, playing with tigers and lions, putting their hands in their mouths. The Lord said he gave us dominion over this earth. All right? Straight absolute power. We run things. All right? So run your own life, man. Run your problems. You can't change everybody outdoors. Start with you, your immediate circle. You know what I'm saying? Tell your own self. I run things, I'm a boss. I run things, I'm a boss. I'm healthy, I'm well, and I got today. And let tomorrow have its own problems, all right? And I guarantee you, man, you're on your way. Everything takes steps. To get to the rooftop, you got to go on step 1. Then step 2. Then there's a couple steps in that stairwell before you hit that rooftop. You know what I mean? And each building has a longer flight of stairs to reach the rooftop, all right? We got to reach the rooftop of everything ever created and what's not created that you have to create yourself. Let's go, man. Let's be creators, all right? And that's the word for today, man. Be creative. You're a creator by nature, all right? Peace and love, man. Luke, a lot of mercy. Bless us all.